Mentoring to me
Mentoring is an opportunity to support, to inspire, to advocate for somebody.
So two people come together and one person is able to help and guide the other in their career progression.
It's an opportunity to collect a range of information from people across the industry to
helping someone understand their value and get a foothold in the industry.
Engage with them and gain any advice if you are wanting to shift into that particular field.
The Australian Women in Security Network's mission is to connect, support and inspire women in security. One thing I've heard over the years from the community is the need to find mentor and mentees. When you're early on in your career, it can be quite confusing about what you want to do. I'm really interested in security, but I have no idea what area I want to get into, how do I get to my first job, and all of those questions are very valid questions. One way that you can get some of those answers is to find mentors. The Australian Women in Security Network started in 2014 after I spent 14 years over in Europe. I came back and went to my first security conference. I walked into the room and I had this overwhelming feeling because I walked in and I saw a room full of men and I was the only female. It was very intimidating, so I pretty much retreated to the bathroom. And I was really upset by that particular experience. I was questioning why there weren't more women that were in security because it is such an amazing area to work in. I then made it a mission to try and find out the other women that were working in security. So slowly over time, I started to meet other women, and before a conference, we would then connect and support each other. 7 years later, we've got different chapters in all different states, all with the mission to connect, support and inspire women in security. The AWSN is a community-led association. We have members from across different diverse backgrounds working in protective security, cybersecurity, business continuity, cybercrime, and we really welcome all types of different areas of security. Because the convergence of security is really important, and it's not just one area of security that's important, but all of them working together. And we realise that we can actually learn a lot from each other as well. So this is why we wanted to create the AWSN mentoring program in partnership with the Australian Signals Directorate and OK Ready.
In the security industry, we obviously have a lack of representation of women and other underrepresented communities. And through a targeted mentoring program, it actually allows people to connect with other women in the industry, to feel as though they belong. For example, how AWSN started, come together to an event, as a group, be seen en masse. The old saying, the fabulous saying, if you can't be what you can't see, is a favourite of mine, because you actually do need to see other people that look like you, that sound like you, that have similar values and thoughts as you, to make you feel welcome. Our industry needs to be representative of the very people we serve to protect, and we are not one singular voice, we are many voices, and I think that's what a program like this can actually do for the security industry.
So mentoring can help guide somebody's career by providing them with different guidance and information about the different career paths that somebody could take.
Mentoring is really beneficial for those starting out in their career because, especially at that sort of initial step, it is quite nerve-wracking. Through this mentorship program, I was able to learn about myself more and understand how the industry itself works.
I just changed careers, and being mentored really helped build my confidence and provide clarity on the direction I wanted to go. I came from a career where I knew everything, but then when you change careers, you're that new kid on the block. It's exciting, but at the same time, it can really shake your confidence. There are so many areas in cybersecurity, and just to find your passion and your purpose, it's a bit like a maze to me. My mentor was able to help me guide through that maze. I think speaking with a mentor can really help. For me, it got me thinking outside the box again. As I continued to meet with my mentor, I was able to build my self-esteem and my confidence again.
Mentoring is really, really useful to help you understand your own strengths. It can also help you define clear goals and break the approach into individual steps to get there. As a mentee, it was really useful for me to understand how people got to where they were in their careers, building confidence, simulating real-world experience, because often getting that first bit of experience can be a barrier to achieving the role that you want to achieve, and also helping to break down imposter syndrome.
Being mentored by Amy really sort of helped me guide my career. Just having someone there to sort of talk through my concerns and someone who was external to my workspace and study, so that was really good. And someone, of course, senior, that really allowed me to sort of explore more avenues and be confident within myself as an individual.
Often mentor programs or a single mentorship lasts for 6 months and then could peter out. But I think the beauty of this program is that it's a continuous opportunity to meet new mentors and meet new mentees, particularly with the platform that we're using.
Yeah.
You know, we're matched with people on values and interest-based matching.
I hadn't found any other organisation that was doing something similar. I was able to, quickly sign up and really get that life experience.
It's an ongoing sponsored program, and then if our relationship comes to a natural close, then there's an amazing pool of hundreds of other mentors that you can then continue to work with. And I think that's what's sustaining about it. It means that the relationships can be more sustaining and long lasting.
There's a lot of value in having a range of different mentors with different experiences. To be able to speak to different people in all types of different organisations, working in all different types of roles, is really unique, because they will tell you, what does it mean to work as a SOC analyst? What does it mean to be a senior manager in security? What does it mean to work in cybercrime? And from that, you'll be able to really understand, okay, is that for me, or is something else more suitable for what my career goals are?
For me, I was able to have a few different mentors, and each of them came from different backgrounds, had different experiences that I could learn from. I was inspired by my mentors just from hearing their journeys, their challenges they went through and had to overcome, and to see how far they've actually gone as well.
I think the biggest benefit of having a diverse range of mentors is you get to hear different people's perspectives. Having that diverse pool of mentors then allowed me to sort of take what worked for me and apply it to my daily life in terms of work and my personal life as well.
So for mentees that are about to meet their mentor for the first time, one of the pieces of advice that I would give is to actually prepare. Think about what are the things that you would like to get out of this mentorship relationship. I can really tell the difference, and I really appreciate it when a mentee has come to me to ask specific questions, have done their research, and they know exactly what they want to get out of the relationship.
When you're seeking out a mentor within the field, my biggest tip would be to sort of approach it in a way that it's relationship lasting rather than transactional. So always remembering that, that relationship you have with your mentor is long lasting. I
say be yourself, be curious and ask questions. Learn more about the mentor and see if you align with them as well. And if you do, that's fantastic. And I feel it's also okay to part ways if you don't feel that you're aligned or anything further will come from meeting up again.
Be curious, ask questions, question everything. If a mentor says that something's worth doing, don't be afraid to ask why. It's really, really useful to understand if I want to be able to get from point A to point B, what are the different steps I can take, but also why are they the steps that are so important. You have the rest of your professional life to worry about political sensitivities in the office and that sort of thing. So your mentor is a person that you can really just ask those difficult questions to, where you might not feel comfortable asking a colleague or a line manager.
For my first session to prepare, I made sure to jot down some questions that I'd like to sort of ask Amy. How did you start off in the industry, and how did you get to where you are now, and sort of little tips and tricks that worked for you. So that sort of allowed us to start that conversation, and it just kind of went from there.
My tip for getting the most out of the mentorship is to really maximise that half hour or hour that I have with them, to actually come with a structured idea of what I want to get out of it and actually make the most of that person's time and experience. And it makes our time together really efficient, and it means that we can nail what we need to do in short periods of time so we don't have endless meetings and just chat fest, which I think is something that we're all a little bit over.
The thing I love about mentoring is when I get to see some of my mentees doing really well and I hear some of those success stories. I actually learn quite a lot from my mentees. One of my mentees has been really great at teaching me about the latest technologies and how to use certain things that can actually automate and help me in my everyday life.
I think what makes a good mentor is someone who's willing to listen and to not be there to instruct, but to actually try and find parallels between our journeys so that I can offer a different perspective. I found that being a mentor has developed my leadership skills in so many ways. It certainly has helped in the conversations I have with my team. So by having conversations with you and listening to what you're challenged by, not in a supervisor-manager role, it helps me to actually be a better leader with the people that I am supervising.
Well, one of the things that first got me into mentoring women looking to get into the security industry was to change some of the preconceptions I found. And one thing I think that's really important is to emphasise that not all career pathways require a background in STEM. I've mentored some exceptional women with backgrounds in things like healthcare, which develop really crucial skills like communications, empathy, critical thinking, lateral thinking, and the ability to get complex concepts and boil them down into a way that someone that isn't technical will be able to understand. And I think that's a really important skill. As a mentor, it's given me the opportunity to share lessons I've learned from, to be honest, just getting it wrong, and it's nice to be able to help people avoid the same pitfalls I've fallen into in the past. I really find it very rewarding to help break some of the negative self-talk that people can develop and self-limiting beliefs that everyone falls victim to over the course of their career. And also fundamentally, being a mentor helps me build the sort of culture that I want to work in, which is really important. It can be really difficult, especially later in your career, to move into a new industry when you feel very comfortable doing what you're doing, to actually break the mold and go, no, I want to try something different. Watching some of the mentees I've had go from feeling really nervous and unsure of themselves to being confident and being overwhelmed by the number of people that want to hire them is incredibly rewarding, and it's a great thing to see because you just see people come out of their shells and absolutely flourish in their careers, and that is really an inspirational thing to see.
So for those of you that are looking to be a mentor or a mentee, I say go for it. You realise very quickly that you will receive as much as you give. It's a great opportunity for you to be able to connect with those that are like-minded, build your connections within our industry, and to find those really inspirational women working in security.
I signed up to be a mentee just to network. Sitting here now, I can say that paid off a lot. Through AWSN, I was able to meet a whole bunch of other members, meet Amy, and get that sort of guidance and advice. So that sort of helped a lot throughout my journey, particularly at the start, not really knowing how to proceed. It allowed me to speak to others and grow through those connections.
The reason I mentor is I want to give back. So I've had a really diverse career, doing a million different things, and came into security quite later in my career. And I want to be able to offer that as an opportunity for other people to see that they can do the same thing. So I mentor to ensure that we've got more people coming into the industry, we have more diverse people coming into the industry. We need women from different backgrounds, we need an array of experiences and skills. And so I want to give people the same experience that I had when I had somebody mentoring me and taking a punt on me and telling me that I could do this. So I want to be able to do that for someone else as well.
Mentoring has allowed more females to be represented in the security industry. Particularly for me, seeing more women out there who look like me, who sound like me, it encourages me and everyone else to come along and join the tech industry.
The AWSN couldn't do what we do today without the support of our sponsors, our supporters, and our partners and our volunteers. Part of why I started AWSN was that it was difficult for me to find other women that were working in security. Programs like the ones that we're creating at the moment didn't exist, and so that's why, in conjunction with other partners, we really wanted to make this program work. We're really proud that everyone is working together and believe in the cause that we have at AWSN.